All right. Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 24. I'm Alicia the Ink Picker.
And I'm Mo87 Official, and we have special guests today.
Oh, Liz, the Nerdy Picker. What's
Yay.
up, y'all?
Woohoo!
Well, how's your guys' week going?
In here.
Yeah.
Cool.
I am okay. I am, it's the same. My family gives me is all pains in the butt, but you know, because they're all falling apart health-wise, so. But I'm okay. I am not sweating like you all are in Texas.
It's bad. Oh, it's so bad.
That's terrible.
I don't know why I live
fun.
here. I've lived here 20 years. You'd think I've learned by now that it's hot, but I don't.
Yeah, but you guys are like in a real bad heat wave right now, right? I mean, how many days in a row have you had that it was like 100 plus?
Oh, I don't know. It started like in June, which is really early for us. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we kind of get a break a little bit, but no, we had like preheat and now we're in like, we're cooking now. So yeah, it's been hot. It's just, I think, and we had like probably 2 weeks ago was a good, sporadic, every day was like a sporadic thunderstorm, just like crazy out of nowhere. Sun is shining and it's like lightning everywhere. You're hearing lightning and thunder and stuff, but I mean, there's not a cloud in the sky, but I mean, the weirdest weather you can even imagine has been going on down here, but it has been bone dry and hotter than hell for the past like straight weeks. So
yeah,
it's gross. It's really gross. And my AC at my house is not cutting it. It's not working right now. So
Uh-oh.
sucks. Yeah. But it's okay. We'll have somebody come out and...
Does the heat affect garage sales over there? Like, are people not doing them since it's so hot, or?
No, they're still doing them. They affect me going to them. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
No, we still roughly, I'll say it's probably anywhere from 80 to even upwards to 200 sales within a 50-mile radius every weekend.
Wow.
People will brave them. They'll set up. For me, it's like, I'll get up, get out there probably about 7:00. I'm not a super early bird person. I can't do it. But I'll be done by like 9:30, 10. I kid you not. Like, I can't go all day. It's too hot. And a lot of people, their houses are facing where the sun's at. They don't have tents or nothing. So it's just too much. And you just get exhausted so quick. Like, you don't want to look at people's stuff. You don't want to dig through boxes. Like, you don't even want to touch their things because their things are like on fire, and yeah, so it does sort of, I don't want to say it slows down, but it does kind of slow down during the summer months here just because it is just too god awful hot to go out there. So, but yeah, it's fine. I wanted to have another one. I literally was just like, man, I got so much stuff I can still just like get out of my garage, and I bought a tent, I bought tables, I was ready to go. And then I looked at the weather and I said, forget that. I am not. I will do my next sale in September. I'm like, we'll push it off a few months. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth that. Well, you wake up 7:00 and it's already 80, 85 degrees at 7 a.m. It's just.
Yeah, it's
horrible. But at least we don't have all that snow crap, that everybody else has to deal with. And
we're going to get smoke again. It's already starting to get kind of like hazy. We're getting like the wildfire smoke again from Canada starting to blow back down. Because we had it like the beginning of the month. That's our main thing.
They're still on fire?
Outside. Yeah, apparently they are.
I don't watch the news.
It's like, it's covered.
So I don't know.
I don't really either. Not anymore. It's too depressing. But apparently it's coming down through New York State, and it's going to be down here tomorrow pretty bad. That's ours. It hasn't been It was hot, but today's cooler. We had tons of thunderstorms the last 2 days. Tons.
That's crazy. Yeah, my parents live in Ohio. That's where I'm from, technically, northeastern Ohio. And they were telling me they've had that smoke, foggy, whatever
Mm-hmm.
smell probably
Yeah.
for the past 2 months. They said it's
Yeah.
just been,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really affected their air quality so bad, and at least that they
Okay.
haven't noticed, but they said it
Uh-huh.
just really, it smells like somebody's always got like their wood furnace going, you
Right.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm,
like, that's just, ugh, you know, like to have all the time, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was affecting so many people up there
Yeah,
like
it's just
that.
like
So,
whatever way the wind is blowing, I guess is where it's coming.
wow. Well,
we're getting
we get
garage
that
sales
down here.
slowdown over
Are you?
here. Yep.
Oh.
Only like maybe 10 this week coming or like
Only
this
10.
weekend. Yeah.
That's the weekend. How many did you
That's
have
not a
during the
lot.
week? How many did you have yesterday or the
I mean
Monday?
10,
I'm
10
kidding.
in total. Like
Yeah.
there's 2 today, but there's about 10 total. So not
We like
great.
ours are
That's
like
okay.
spring and then maybe like fall. I mean, there's just like one-offs every once in a while. Now, not a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Mostly what I've been going to is estate sales. So there's been a bunch. The last two I went on this weekend were family run ones, and
Mm-hmm.
the first one, everything, the prices were all even. They didn't print out eBay, but they were eBay prices. And my husband, like, I walked into a different room and he was listening to them talk, and he said, well, they were talking about how to look up the price on eBay.
Oh.
I said, well, that's why, because like they had like a Mickey Mouse train set kind of thing that I guess sells for like 150 on eBay. Not even 150, like probably closer to 100. Like they had it for 150. And then the other one I went to, they were like, please take this stuff. They wanted it out. They were the opposite. But the one that was overpriced, they're like, well, because somebody said you have a lot. It was the third day that we went, because we went on like Sunday because I couldn't go the other 2 days, and they had so much stuff left. And I said, what are they going to do with all this? Like, this is our last day. And I heard somebody said something to her, and she goes, well, it's all going to auction. And I'm like, well, like if you just sold it a little cheaper, you'd have, I don't know, pocket more money, I think. I don't know. Like, I don't know where she's selling to auction, but you got to sell to auctioneer. And the people at auctions are definitely mostly resellers, I'm thinking. Nobody's going to want to
Mm-hmm.
pay, nobody's going to pay $150 for that train set at the auction. You're probably
Probably
going to
sell
get
it for
less than
like
you
maybe
got.
$10.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna.
exactly. So
Mhm.
I thought that was pretty stupid on their part, but whatever. It's not my sale.
Yeah,
But otherwise,
I'm not a fan of estate sales. I just,
it depends. There's a couple companies around here that those were family run. The families were doing them, but like
yeah,
there's this one old guy that does them. Man, he prices to sell. He's there for the reseller, and he's there to get rid of the stuff in the people's house for the family. And
yeah,
I think he mostly does people who are like, like kids who are selling their parents' house because they're past and they just have less stuff, that kind of thing. But he prices to sell. Like, you load up when you go to him. But then there's these two sisters run. Same with them. I don't know what they do with the stuff. They used to have a store, apparently. And I think they sold stuff in the store. But they don't have, after COVID, they don't have a store anymore. So I don't know what they do with all the leftover stuff. Because they are priced way too high. So
yeah.
it just, yeah, around here it depends. But we just don't get the garage sales that you all get out there
No.
in the Midwest and the South.
Well, there's one later today. This lady put it as garage/estate sale, and I'm looking at the pictures here on Facebook. And it's on one of those like Facebook profiles where you can click on their store and see what they have for sale. And this lady's
Yeah.
been selling stuff for months. Like, I've seen her posts. So I'm wondering if this sale's gonna be like, I don't want any of this, just take it, because there's just a picture of like a garage just full of boxes.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can see some stuff, or if it's going to be like you pick it up and then she's going to want closer to Facebook value, or like whatever she'd put them on Facebook for.
Yeah.
But there's some good
Yeah.
stuff there. I see some Pyrex, I see some salt and pepper shakers, like really nice ones with nice glassware. So I don't know. It
I hope
depends, because
she.
sometimes you go to
Hmm.
sales and they're just like, take it, like make a pile, $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
this
Yeah.
one's either going to be like take as much as you want and give me $5, or it's going to be, oh, I want this for it because it sells for this on eBay.
Right.
So we'll see.
You and those weekly everyday sales. Like I'm over here, I get so frustrated because I hear, oh, I get sales on Tuesdays and Monday. I'm like,
Uh huh.
who does
I've
that? Like now I have to start, like now I'm checking my app, like, okay, do you got a Thursday sale? And if I see a Thursday, I'm like, shoot, I better go now because, oh
yeah.
my God, I thought Friday was pushing it, like,
Well,
because
that's if we have a garage sale. That's maybe Friday. There's occasional Friday sale, but that's rare. It's usually just Saturday.
yeah.
Really?
People don't even do like 2 days. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I told. I asked Corey Grams and Pop's Vintage once. I was like, does anybody work over there, South Dakota? You're like going on
No,
a Monday.
it's all just retired people.
to a garage
Yeah,
sale. They're the only
it's
people working.
crazy. Because yeah, I got to take time off to be able to hit sales like that. Like I'm like,
Right,
I told
yeah.
my boss,
Hmm.
listen, I got
So
to come in late, so get
so
some
how
sale.
long have you been selling on eBay, Liz?
Um, oh my God, I think like 2 years now, just about two
Okay.
years. So it
Hmm.
hasn't been too long.
And how long have you had and you have a YouTube channel, The Nerdy Picker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I've been on
How long have
YouTube
you done?
longer because I
Okay.
have another channel. I
Your
started
craft
doing you.
channel, right?
Yeah, I was doing
Yep.
that way longer.
Hmm.
And then I don't know what happened. Honestly, I think I pondered on Froggy Flips one day and I watched him and I was like, what is he doing? And he was finding cool stuff that I loved, like from my childhood. I was like,
Hmm.
dude, look at him and he's making money off buying this crap. Like, what? I didn't even know this type of world existed, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I did in a way because like I grew up yard sales, like, my
Hmm.
parents did it, my dad did it, and I went with him a lot. And so it kind of brought back like those memories of, when I was a kid and stuff. And I was like, I really didn't know that this was like a thing now, like, so it just kind of sparked something in me. And I said, I'm gonna start doing this. And I started getting into it. I started talking to my dad a lot about it. And my parents, again, they still live in Ohio. So, and, their health it ain't great. They're older. So, they don't get out. They can't do this kind of stuff at all, anymore. My
Hmm.
mother has MS. My dad, he's been retired for a while. He can't move around. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to be like everybody else and start a channel. And at least this way, they can watch me, like I said, if anything, I'm just
Hmm.
going to put videos out and, I know the whole monetization thing and I know that's what everybody kind of goes for. And I know that there's money to be made in it. I definitely do. But like my purpose, at least for this channel, the Picker channel, was really for them, and that's
Hmm.
kind of what it's been for
And
since
that's
day
cool
one.
though, because that makes it fun for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's a lot of work to put into it, which is why I
Yeah.
don't put, like, and I know that's like, we see the topic come up a lot is, with Discord and with the guys and everybody talking about it, what they think is it YouTube money that you're doing this for? Is it for the reselling business or
Hmm.
whatever? And it's like, yes, YouTube money is great money if you can make it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be put into a channel, and that's true. Like the craft channel has been 3 or 4 years in the making. I've only got about, it's over 10K followers on that, which is not a lot when you think
Hmm.
in the long scheme of things. I don't make a ton of money off that. It's been monetized for a while, but it's not a huge amount of money. You
Hmm.
have to be, you know, even more than what Kevin and all them are. It's got to be 100K, 200K to really make that kind of money to sufficiently live off of. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Hmm.
it's not, but the thing is you have to put in the time. You have to have the time. That's probably the
Right.
biggest thing to
Hmm.
do all the editing, to do all the work on it, which is great. And maybe one day I'll have that time, but like I can't do that,
Well,
so
I
it's
enjoy
like,
your channel. I was watching you before the
Mm-hmm.
Discord, before Trash to Cash. I was watching
oh,
you. So I've always
I
I
mean,
enjoy it. I like
it's fun.
You know,
I try. I mean, I try
cool
to have fun with it. And I do it, and it's really, like I said, it's if I ever get monetized on it, cool. I can't wait to get my $15 YouTube. Oh no, sorry, my $115 YouTube check, because YouTube don't pay you out until you get $100. So
Oh, okay.
like they won't even pay you until you reach a certain amount of money. Then you get paid out. So, but it's like whatever. Like I said, with this particular channel, it was more so my parents can follow along, and then I can get that phone call from my dad, like, dude, why didn't you pick up that tool? Like, you seriously, like, that was worth like all this money. And I'm like, because I don't know shit about tools. Like, what do you want me to do? And he'll be like, well, see, this is where you learn. And I'm like, no, I don't like tools. Like, that's not. But this is, yeah, and he loves it. Like, my parents had just. They literally just got the internet. I got them the internet, did all that kind of stuff for them about 2 or 3 years ago. So like, they're just now getting into this century, right? So like, YouTube was like a brand new thing for them. My dad does nothing but watch YouTube now. Like,
he's addicted now.
Addicted. Like everything he watches. And when they were just talking the other day about like, watching YouTube and like having channels and this, that, and the other, it's like it has to be something that people want to watch. And the thing of it is, and there's so many different varieties of stuff out there on YouTube. It doesn't really matter what the subject matter is. People are going to watch it because there's a market for it, Like my dad literally watches channels about guys that tear apart like AC units and just like rip metal things or digging dumpsters. And these guys like, they don't do anything but do that, or pick out like, find change in rivers, or do like the metal detector things.
Yeah.
I used to watch
stuff
that.
like that. They have hundreds of thousands of followers. Yeah. Hundreds of thousands. Yeah. These people are making super bank on
My
digging in
husband
garbage.
Watches a veterinarian who has all this land. He's a veterinarian, but he has a YouTube channel with like tons of followers, and he like shoots and blows stuff up in his in his giant yard. I'm like, is this his job? He's like, well, I guess he's like a country veterinarian, probably does like horses and cows, but he does this. Like, he probably makes just this, because he has so many followers. I said, I wonder what makes more, a veterinarian or the YouTube
people
at this
watch
point,
that
because
stuff.
he's so, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, and you want to think too, personality, people want to watch because of personalities, right? Mm-hmm. Well, my dad will tell me, well, there's this one guy, he has the personality of like wet sandpaper, but he's got like 500,000 followers because people will watch because the guy doesn't have a personality. I'm like, I said, well, if this guy could do it, I said, then why the hell do I only have like 600 followers? Like, I'm doing something wrong, but it doesn't even matter. It's super funny. It's like, YouTube is a tricky beast. You hit or miss, but as long as you're having fun doing it, I don't think it really matters. Like, I'll put out a video, cool. If it hits, it hits. If it don't, it don't. I had fun making it, and it doesn't matter to me if people liked it or not, because I had fun doing it. So
yeah, no, that's what counts.
Really, at the end of the day, that's who cares,
Yeah.
So.
Well, I love your channel, and everybody and all our 10 subscribers should go subscribe to us.
Listen, I've been having fun watching a few more than I've been having fun watching Inked Pickers stuff.
Yep.
I like how she does her sold stuff, because that's the one thing I haven't done is like videos on what sells, because I'm super lazy. Well, yeah, I guess I'm super lazy. I just don't like, I just pack my stuff up and go. Like, I don't like talk about it. I'm like, cool, it's sold. I'm done. Like, she's over here like, nope, this sold for this sold for this sold for this. And I'm like, go girl.
I know.
Well, I just box that shit up and go.
Well, she's like on fire lately with the selling. Like, she's not having the summer slowdown like some of us. She's like on fire.
No.
So.
Just staying busy. But what I used to do a lot of TikTok, and that's what I would do is the what sold. So I'd pretty much do what I do in my videos, just very short form.
Yeah.
And just with my phone. And yeah, I mean, so that part's really fun to do. Because I like to watch what other people sell.
I can't do the short form yet. I still can't figure out. I don't know. I'm too old for it. I don't know. Like my attention
That's how
span
I
is
feel.
there, but I can't figure it out.
I'm
Like,
trying to figure it out right now. I'm like, okay, if I get some short form and I do some Instagram, maybe I'll I'll eventually take all the footage that I've recorded everywhere else and make a video on YouTube. But like, I don't know.
I think
It's
I'm
like
just
every
gonna
time
like,
I start to, I'm like,
I'll make my kid do it. I'll be like, hey, like, can you make some videos? Like, she don't do TikTok or none of that stuff, but I'll be
Mhm.
like, can you do this? And she'll probably be like, yeah, watch. And
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. That's same with mine. He doesn't really do that, but he'd probably figure it out way faster.
oh yeah, man.
So you said that you have a day job, so you do eBay and YouTube part-time?
Yep, yep. I
Side
literally
hustle.
side
Mhm.
hustle, but it feels like all day long. Like I'm just so. I mean, yeah. I'm a team lead for my job during the day, so I'm working on a computer all day, and then I get off and I do whatever eBay stuff. Though probably the past, I don't know, a couple of weeks, it's just been so hot that like mentally after I'm done with the computer, like done with
Hmm.
work, there
Yeah.
ain't nothing about any of this stuff that makes me want to list, take a picture. I look at my junk and say, you're just going to sit there and I'm going to go lay in front of a fan, like
Yeah.
it'll be
I
there
don't blame you.
tomorrow. Like I'm not worried
Right.
about it. Like,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, I mean, and I'll do that and I'll get stuff packed. I kind of have it worked out, like, especially with my mailman, because my mailman's cool. He comes and picks my stuff up and like we're on a really good, buddy buddy term. So, like, yeah, I have it Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursday. He comes and picks up my stuff for me. So if I have decent sales, I make sure all my stuff's out by then. If I do a whatnot auction, I make sure those stuff is out the next day. So that's the
Hmm.
only like alternative. Um, but yeah, yeah, I'm doing that. And then if I have time, I try to squeeze in editing for videos. Now, video editing to me doesn't seem to take. I do it all on my iPad, so it's like real quick for me, And
Mhm.
I've always kind of done editing stuff, so editing is not um, I don't know. It's not hard for me. I used to be, and I still kind of, I guess, I don't know, still am, but I was a freelance photographer for many, many, many years.
Oh, cool.
And so I
Hmm.
did video work and media work
Hmm.
for different things for a long time. So editing is kind of secondhand to me, but
Hmm.
I don't know, like, it's just if I have time to do it. You stare at screens all day long, so it's kind of like, I just kind of want to just veg out. Like at the end of the
Right.
day,
Oh, I get you. Hmm.
like my brain is tired. I'm 40 years old, y'all. Like I'm
Oh, you're still a
done.
baby.
Listen, I don't feel like it. I have to wear special readers to look at my computer. I gotta take these off, put on these other glasses. Like it's a pain, man. I'm not feeling
You're
like no
still a
baby.
baby.
Oh
But I don't have a
no.
regular job anymore, so that I was, yeah, so I get
Well,
you though. And I didn't stare at a screen, but it was like because I had tried to resell a what like 10 plus years ago. I was like, oh, I'm gonna sell on the side. And I'd come back fried from my day job, so I was like that. It piddled out as fast as I tried to get it up. Like I was like, I can't do this, because I mean, even though it's fun, it's work too. So you have to be,
yeah.
you have to get it done. And I just wasn't.
Well,
I couldn't do it.
if I have my choice, I wouldn't obviously have the day job. I would do
Hmm.
all the creative stuff that I enjoy because
Yeah.
that's where my heart is creative.
Hmm.
Like I would much rather be doing all this other stuff than accounting, which is basically what I do.
Hmm.
So I stare at numbers and I hate freaking numbers. Like I hate numbers, I hate math. And that's what I look at all day long. So, but I'm trying to also look for us right now. I know I got to be smart about our future, and it's like
Hmm.
I'm looking towards, us getting a new house here in the future, things like that. I still have a 13 going on 14-year-old. So we're trying to get her, raised up and maybe onto college, whatever she decides, stuff like that. So, it's like the money's good, and the eBay money is just like that extra cherry on the cake, So why would I want to get rid of that too? Especially like now after all these years, we have the awesome ability to work from home. Like it took freaking COVID to change the world, make it, where we can finally be at home and be with our families, which should have been something we should have had years and years and years ago. But, me and my husband both work from home, which is
that's cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
So, So it's awesome. It's like we both have really good jobs. We both work from home. Like, I don't really want to throw a wrench in that yet. So
the working from home is cool. Like I was a teacher. I wouldn't have been able to do that. I mean, they did it at COVID, but it wouldn't last. But
that would have sucked.
My husband works from home, so after COVID, he works from home 2 days a week. He's so much less stressed when he can work, like even just those 2 days, because he has a decent commute too. But he, like he's like I get so much more done because nobody's bothering me.
Oh, it's a true story.
And I believe it. I mean, I've worked in an office environment. I know that, and but you have to like take a break. Like no matter where you are, like you can't sit and look at that screen all day. You need to get up and walk around, and he takes the dog for a walk. He has lunch in front of the TV. Like, he's chill, much more chill when he gets to work from home.
Well, you don't have the commute anymore, which for us was almost an hour,
Yeah.
We live down here.
That's his, yeah.
Traffic is murder somebody is so bad. And so you don't have the traffic, which for us was literally 2 hours out of our life every single day that you would never get back. Away from our kid, which was horrible. I mean, it was just all that, then you don't have to deal with the people in the office and, on both ends. He's in management too. He's a manager. So it's like, you have those stresses on top of that. And then, at home, you don't have to wear pants if you don't want to, because Teams is literally like this. Hell, you don't have to wear a bra because, like, literally people don't even see. And now the best is we do everything through Teams, right? Teams, Microsoft Teams. They have AI characters. So now you're literally you don't even exist. You're a cartoon. And I love it. Like, I'm like, I don't even have to be here. I've just put my little cartoon character on.
Like your meat character up there.
Yes, it's fantastic. And this is coming from somebody that I deal with a lot of, I'll say social anxiety. Like, I'm not big on really social interaction as far as like big groups of people and public speaking and whatever. Like, this is okay. Like, I can talk to small groups or talk to a couple people, but like you put me up and have me like run a meeting or it's kind of difficult for me. And it's, I get very nerve wracked and I'll lose my voice and all kinds of stuff. Like, it's so stupid, but it's there. It happens. That whole Teams thing with the aviator, no, they call it an aviator. It's like the AI thing. You put that sucker up there, man, it don't matter. Now I can talk all kinds of smack, and
That's
it don't
funny.
matter because now they don't see my face. And that's another thing too, because if you've got like that, RBF stuff, like, people aren't looking at you anymore. So they're not, you don't have that all eyes on you thing, and you can be more confident, you can be more comfortable, which I love. So, because that's the thing, I'm not comfortable at all being in front of the camera. I'm just not, I used to be 15 years ago when I felt better about myself, but life takes its curves and things change, body changes, you get older, whatever, you get comfortable. I've been married 20 years, y'all. So you get comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's another thing. My husband's Mexican. So the amount of tortillas that have been eaten, those ain't good for you.
I love tortillas.
They ain't good for you, y'all. You know where those go.
They taste really good.
They all go to the butt. No kidding. Mexican food's great, but it's hard to
I
get
love it.
off. That's tell you what.
Mm.
But yeah, but that working from home too. It's like you can, yeah, you get up, you take your breaks, which I think is great. Like I
Hmm.
can take a break and go pack an order, or I can
Yeah.
go take a
Hmm.
few pictures and that's kind of what I've been doing lately is, in the morning it's not so hot, so I'll go over here and list a couple of things or take some pictures. And I think what I've been doing lately is since I haven't really felt like taking new pictures and stuff is going through all of my stuff that people are watching currently. And I'm looking at this stuff, especially because, people sometimes put stuff, they're watching it, but they've been watching that shit for like a year, right? Like it's the same people been watching it like forever. They just forget about it, right?
Hmm.
So I'm going through like the oldest stuff that I know people have been watching this stuff forever. And I'm taking the pictures now and I'm updating the pictures. Like I'm pulling them pictures off and I'm putting that stuff through that photo room now and I'm updating
Hmm.
it through that, because I'm like,
Yeah.
some of these pictures are old and I'm like, what was I thinking putting that up there? Like that looks stupid. Or I'm just updating the price, but I'm delisting it
Yeah,
and then
refreshing
I'm
it.
relisting it because
Hmm.
it refreshes it.
Yeah.
Because you could just revise it, but I don't know. There's
Hmm.
something about delisting it, I think, and
Yeah.
then just
I I've been
relisting it.
I'm not always the greatest about doing it every single day, but I'll go in most days and I'll see what's like more than 30 days, what I have like more than 30 days old. Or like if you look at like time left, because they renew every 30 days,
30 days.
anything in red, I just, I end and then I sell similar. And I usually sell something that way.
Yeah.
Like at
It
least
wakes the
one old
store up.
thing. Hmm.
It
Yeah,
helps wakes it up.
it definitely helps.
So,
Speaking of, did anybody read these I just saw in the email the eBay seller, summer seller update. What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? Did you
They
read
did
them?
some updates regarding non-payment, right?
Yeah, I saw that. It says non-payment, new promotional listing standards, fees, and shipping. I haven't read any yet. I didn't have a chance. What's the non-payment thing? Is it,
Um, someone posted about it in one of the groups. Trying to see if
this
I can
says
find the
payment
post, but
disputes. Payment dispute when a buyer requests reimbursement.
where is
This
it?
is like chargebacks, I think, right? When a buyer requests reimbursement for the amount paid for an eBay transaction directly from the payment institution, right? That's a chargeback. Sellers can add details,
Where did
files.
it go?
Hmm. That's what that one is,
I'm
right? I mean,
trying to read through it now, but
can we get everybody on immediate payment when they make an offer and we accept? That's what I
yeah,
want to know.
we need that. And so,
I don't
what
like,
is? Oh, good.
sorry, I was going to say like that, I there's if you put immediate payment for everything, this is a question I have because now that little button's like right at the bottom when I'm listing and it says require immediate payment.
Mm-hmm.
So if I put that on, like they can't like I'm not really worried about it. I don't have people buying like 5 things from my store at a time. I don't think I have the kind of stuff that people buy 5 things from my store at one time. But is that if you do that, they don't have the ability to like put it in their cart? Is that it? I don't know.
no,
I
they
mean,
still can.
they can.
They,
Okay,
they
well
still
then,
can.
so like, because I've heard that as an argument, and people are like, well, then if they want to buy other stuff, I'm like, well, can't you just add stuff to your shopping cart and check out that way? I mean,
Mhm.
I have used it in the past. I don't use it often if I'm buying something on eBay. I'm not often buying more than one thing from a certain seller, but I
Yeah.
have. And I've used the shopping cart. Like, can't they just use that? Like, I don't
Hmm.
understand like some of the arguments against getting immediately paid when somebody makes an offer and you accept it. I don't know.
Yeah. I have that on all of my listings.
So do I.
I don't mess around with that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I see too many people complaining about, oh, they didn't pay. I mean, other than the offer thing, because that I know that that affects
Yeah.
everybody regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
that I get. But just like, if you've got it set up where they don't have to, then that's on you, dude. Like, don't complain about it. But like,
I don't complain
if
about that because
they're
I have it set up. It's the
right,
offer thing. It's like, then you got to
that
wait 4
yeah,
days and then they don't pay and then you.
that hits everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they're buying
That's kind of
multiple
annoying.
items, if they're buying multiple items from your store, which I just had somebody because I I don't have the video out on this yet, but I think it's coming out. I had a whole bunch of like model semi trucks, like vintage model semi
Okay,
truck
yeah.
kits.
You talked about you talked about that in our
Yeah.
discussion. I remember you
So
saying.
like they bought like 2 from that, and it was all in one order, just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my phone dinged. So they bought it all in one order, and they can do that. It's just putting it probably in the shopping cart and doing it that way. So
Yeah.
you
So
know,
no big
it's
deal.
just people. Not everybody knows how to use eBay. It's just
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not like I'm on big time summer slowdown right now, but I'm starting to sell a little more just because I'm listing a little more. But but yeah, like I'm not. If somebody came to me and asked me, say I want to buy this, and I don't know what to do, and blah blah blah. Like I'd walk them through it. It's not a problem. But it's
tell
just
them to Google
there
it.
are a lot of people that I think like on certain.
Just
What's that?
tell them to Google it. Say I ain't got time for this. I got. I'm so.
Well, this is true. Here, let me Google that for you. But like, I highly suspect on certain items that people just go through a whole bunch and they send out the same offer, and one that they get that the first one that comes through or the best one that comes through, that's the one they buy, and then they just leave everybody else hanging. Like at least cancel or something.
Yeah. Well, eBay it's got its mass variety of weirdos out there, just like YouTube does, as far as I'm concerned. You're just going to run into them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
did anybody sell anything good this week? At least
I'm
sure you sold something
she's
good.
the one that had a whole bunch. I got to look.
Yeah,
I had so many things that
you had like a big giant.
She said,
I had a huge pile.
Yeah, going out the other day.
My stuff.
Well, my eBay's glitching because it's showing me stuff that sold in April, not stuff that recently.
Mine was glitching the other night. It was showing like I didn't have like I was like trying to look at my listed items and nothing was there, and I came back a little bit later and it was back.
Yeah, it's showing me stuff from way in April. I don't know why. I'm trying to think of anything on the top of my head that sold, but I had that big pile and I can't remember a thing that sold. No, but I had a lot from the weekend, which was good. Now things are kind of slowing down. But also I really haven't been listing as much as I should be. Or that I want to be listing.
I never am, but I did get to well, last week I was only at like 497 or something, but I was up over 500. I am down to 500 right now because I did actually make some sales this week. So, but I have been listing more and I have a whole bunch of stuff ready to go, but
they signed me out on eBay on my phone.
Oh no.
I was trying to go through and try to find what sold through my phone, see if that works, and it signed me out. What the heck? I did not make it to 1,500 like I wanted, but I made it really close. I'm at 14. So I'm trying to log in on my phone. I'm at 1460. A lot of it is salt and pepper shakers. Okay, here we go. Sold. Okay, there we go. I sold a pair of Nike Shox for $50. Those are something to look out for. Some walkie-talkies for $60, new in the package. I picked up this stuff called Act Plus Care. Some products, 4 of them for $5. I sold one serum. It's a stem cell serum for $50. Some like
What's it
hair,
called
you're
again?
supposed to put it stem cell serum, but it's like for your hair.
What's the brand name though?
Act Plus Care.
Oh, never heard
I went to
of it.
some sale and this lady had a bunch of just like bathroom items. Oh, I sold this. I picked it up for 25 or 50 cents. It's a vintage Sanrio, little like trinket box, and it had this bear called Roberta on it. Sold that for 45. It was really cute. Some Ford King Ranch floor mats for 150 free ship. That a lot of just random things.
Yeah, but you got
Nothing like,
you
wow.
got good high dollar stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't sell
which
any.
is good.
The most I sold was like a $30. It wasn't even 30. I mean, I sold a bunch of bread and butter stuff, but I sold a $25 handheld scanner. That was it for me. How about you, Liz?
Yeah.
I know you sold the cars in your videos coming out, the trucks.
Yeah, so it was trucks. It was pretty much I sold 4 this week. So
That's cool.
And those AMT Ertl like vintage model kits. So
Yeah.
one was like 30. I sold 2 to one guy for a total of 90. And then I just sold another one by itself for 80, just for one. So yeah, I think, and all in on a lot of them, I think I was like maybe $60 altogether for all these kits, and I bought a bunch. And I was really just shocked just how much a lot of these go for.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We'll see. I got one right now that was like partially put together. It wasn't even like completely brand new, partially put together. And it still sells for like $150.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right. And it's
That's
got
awesome.
like 12 watchers on it or something right now. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, let's go. So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, it's getting close. It'll be close to Friday soon, at payday, and somebody will buy it.
Yeah, that's what I
go.
noticed. Like my sales pick up on payday, like, towards the weekend. So,
Yep.
but that's fine
Somebody's
with me.
waiting it out till they get paid. Well, at least they're waiting till they get paid so they can pay right away.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of sitting around I'm waiting on a customer because there was a guy, he bought it was like a cassette tape deck, recorder or something, who knows what it was. But it was like $100 thing, brand new, basically Sony thing from whatever. And, it went out UPS. He knew it was going out UPS. It was what was on there when he purchased it and whatever. And I get this message from him later. He was like a couple days after it shipped, he's like, well, where's the tracking, this and that on it? And I'm like, look, I can't control UPS tracking. Like, it's through UPS. You're going to have to like wait for it from them. Well, I'm going on vacation and I'm not going to be back until yada yada time. And if it's not here by this date, then blah, blah, blah. You need to change the date of delivery. I said, dude, I can't do that.
I mean, he can.
I can't do that. He can do that.
Right. Yeah.
So he, like the day that he was leaving or something like that, he goes, it's saying that it's going to get here like 3 days after I'm gone. You need to change the delivery date. I said, no, I cannot change the delivery. He said, UPS told me that you have to do it. I said, sir,
No.
I cannot do that. You have to sign into UPS and do it. Like, there's no way I could do it. Like, you have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did it or not, because he was trying to tell me his neighborhood is bad and sketchy and people steal stuff all the time. Not my problem.
Even all the excuses.
I know.
I'm
It's
you
his
knew
address.
this.
You can't control it.
So I'm waiting for
People are
that
crazy.
message whenever he gets back saying that, because it said it was delivered. So I'm waiting for that. Well, it was stolen. Well, that ain't my problem, because
Yeah.
it showed it was delivered. So
Sorry.
oh,
Maybe,
it's been a few months since I've dealt with a crazy on eBay. So I'm expecting. I'm expecting
you
one.
do.
I'm
You're
due.
due.
I'm about due. Hey, I finally hit 100%. after it's been a minute, so finally back up to 100%. It's about time to knock it back down. I'm sure, like we're getting there. So not that I really care about all that, but it took a minute, so whatever.
So for those of
Yeah.
our viewers that don't know you, what is your niche? What do you like to sell?
Toys. Man, toys, like anything old school that makes you think of your childhood is probably what I love to do the most. So anything toys, media, music. I do pick up clothes too damn much. I really need to stop picking up clothes because that's the one thing I hate to list. I think the most is clothes, but yet I still pick it up because sometimes you find that piece that's worth like jackets and stuff that are always worth some good money. But yeah, I think I just anything vintage. I love picking up the creepy dolls. I know people give me so much crap about that, but they're missing out because creepy and weird sells.
I would
And I,
totally, if I found a creepy weird doll, I'd totally buy it in a minute. I don't ever see any, but hot minute, I'd get it.
you go to them estate sales. I promise you, you just need to dig hard enough because estate sales are notorious for them creepy weird
Yeah,
things.
no, I haven't seen any. Trust me, I look for that weird stuff, but I haven't.
Look at the ads. If they say dolls,
Yeah,
go.
I haven't, and honestly, I haven't come across like that house with the doll room or anything yet.
Oh my gosh, there's been so many houses with just straight up doll rooms. Like you go in and
Oh,
there's no.
I have a friend that at Halloween that she just puts up like a creepy doll display, and it's just old dolls she finds places.
No,
So yeah.
I have them here. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can't see my room now, but they're like on a shelf right now. Just a whole mess of them. They're probably all haunted and stuff, but I mean,
Oh,
I'm
don't
doing
mention
somebody a
that.
favor taking them out of their house. You know what I mean? Like, but if you look some of them up, I mean, it's weird. It's like they weren't always creepy. At some point, some kid loved on them or
Oh
something.
yeah. I mean, my
So
my mother-in-law has the ultimate what some people would call creepy doll. It's her doll. It's one of those big ones. Because it's not a baby. It's like a, I guess, toddlery doll, like a little girl doll. And it was her doll, and she has it sitting on the chair, like a little doll chair in her family room. That's her doll. And I know my son, when we go up there, he's like, "There's that creepy doll." I'm
yeah,
like, "That was your granny's doll when she was little. She doesn't think it's creepy."
That reminds me of a doll that my grandma had given me to sell. It was some old doll, probably about 3 feet tall. It had a wedding dress, had like a whole
Mhm.
veil thing, and I always remember seeing it under her bed whenever we'd go visit. And one day she's like, "Oh, I have that doll. Do you want it to sell?" And so I sold it. It was in rough condition though, but I don't remember how much I sold it for, but it was rough.
yeah. I mean, keep in mind, not a lot of the porcelain doll, like especially like porcelain dolls, right? Not a
Mhm.
lot of them sell for all that much.
No.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
they were so many of that stuff. Like I'm trying to think of some of the names that were out there were so overproduced, so mass produced. And they were like all
Mhm.
collectors and number. Man, there's
Yeah.
so much of that out there. That's why they're at every yard sale that you
Mhm.
go to. But when you find them ones that look like their face is falling in, or they're made out of not necessarily porcelain, but it's a thinner material, like it's almost like glass, but it's not.
Mhm.
Those are the ones to look out for because those are actually people look for those because they are so old. I
Yeah.
think they're almost antique at this point. Like
Mhm.
people want that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
I generate toward them because a lot of the stuff that I do for like with my crafting channel and stuff is that vintage shabby chic type stuff. So it's that very old school vintagey look, cottage look or whatever. And
Mhm.
they like that kind of stuff. So I'll pick that kind of stuff up because I know that that goes with that kind of decor and people
Yeah.
like that. So
Mhm.
people will buy that kind of stuff for that type of decor. So I've already got like that little, you know, I guess market into that niche or whatever for that style, with knowing those dolls will go for that kind of thing. So
Right.
I think that's the one of the things I want to do eventually, is maybe eventually get into like Etsy and start like an Etsy store and like sell like doilies. Like I love doilies. It is so weird. I'm 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 about as rocker as you can get, man. Like heavy metal all the freaking way. But like I love me some damn doilies. Like I got
You
doilies
got a little
everywhere.
granny
I'm a
core in your
granny on the
soul.
inside. I'm telling you. I am a Mimi. Well, I really am a Mimi. I am a Mimi through and through. But I love me some doilies. Like when I am old, like super old, I'm gonna have the doilies in my bathroom and the plastic on my furniture. Like I am gonna Golden Girls it up like for real, hardcore. But yeah, it's little things like that. Like I like picking up the oddball stuff, the weird stuff that I think a lot of people just overlook. And I used to pick up a lot of glass. Oh, I picked up so much glass. Like, and it took over the inside of my house. And I just was like, you know what? It's such a slow seller for me that I couldn't do it anymore. So I completely wiped it out of my store. And now it's all sitting in my garage. And that's one of the
Waiting for
things
that
I'm
garage sale.
waiting for the garage sale, because I mean, it's worth money. And I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe I'll eventually bring it back into and slowly list it, or I don't know if I want to do whatnot glass sales. I'm not the, nurse flipper and all that stuff. So I'm not that.
I like
But
glass. When I first started selling, I was so scared to sell it, and then slowly over the past like year, I've gotten more of an appreciation for glass.
Yeah. And you find good stuff out there, though. See, mostly what I find here is I find a lot of Fenton, and I'm fine with that. Some Fenton is really good sellers, some is slow, and not all of it is. As long as I get it cheap enough, I'll sell it because it's like bread and butter. But not a lot of it is expensive. But like you find like if you find like the Viking and stuff like that, that's really
Find a
like
few
hot
of
right
that.
now. Yeah.
But even that fairy lamp I picked up, the green one, it was Viking, and it sold within minutes. Like for I don't remember, but it was like a unique green Viking one, and it luckily had the sticker. Otherwise, I would have had no idea and just it's just a green fairy lamp.
fairy lamps are sought after. People
Yes.
love fairy lamps.
And see, I didn't know about that till Mo told me about it one show, and all of a sudden I find like 2 of them at a sale the next weekend.
Yep. Yep. See, I started
they're
getting
hot right now.
I buy them for myself. Like I buy a lot of glass for my own personal. Like I love uranium glass. I think I pick a lot of that up. And I also pick up the red
Amberina.
Amberina, because I have an infinite love for orange, like the color orange. So Amberina, when you hit it with the black light, turns orange.
Yep.
So it's super cool. And like I just want to have eventually in my new place, I want to have the black light shelving so I can have my uranium up there and then have my Amberina. But I get a lot of the swing
Swung vases.
Swung vases. I was going to say swing vases. I'm like, that just sounds stupid. But I have those in orange. Like I like
that's
things
awesome.
like that.
Do you have those? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have like the big like 3 and 4 like huge ones that you always see like crazy lamp lady picking up, or that one somebody else always finds them. There's a lady I follow, she finds them all the time, and I'm like,
I know. I see they're like, well, Crazy Lamp Lady shops at antiques malls, and she knows people because
and she's got
honestly,
money. She has YouTube money,
and she's not that. She doesn't live that far from me, and I don't see like estate sales, garage sales stuff. I don't see that stuff anywhere. So that's the only place around here you're getting them is antique malls, and like. She has like that friend who's got like a store full of glass. So that's the thing. She spends a lot of money on that. Like I would never spend that on there to resell, but she gets it back because she has
her auctions
all those
are
followers
crazy.
that just go to them and it's funny because people Like, you could buy some of the stuff she sells, I'm sure, for a lot cheaper from somebody else.
yeah.
Like, I have stuff she sold. I'm like, come to my store and get the bargain. But I think it's the cachet of saying, I bought this from Crazy Lamp Lady. There's a lot of, like,
No.
vintage YouTuber people that are like that people buy from. I'm like, you're buying that from them for, like, twice what it goes for because you want
Kevin's
to say,
whatnot.
Well, that's
exactly.
that goes back into that whole thing about having the following, having the YouTube,
Yep.
it's I think that was my problem is I was watching her a lot and going, she's just walking into Goodwill finding these pieces and it's like, ooh, she can make some money off of this. So what did I start doing? Going to Goodwill, going to flea markets, and I'm finding stuff cheap and I'm thinking, oh, this is cool. I can flip it and make some money. And then, 6 months later, here I got like 8,000 pounds of glass stuff.
Right.
It's
It's
I can't
exactly.
move. And I'm like,
she moves it a
I'm
lot
dumb.
faster because of her
Yeah, I'm
following.
like,
Exactly.
I'm not Crazy Lamp Lady. I knew better.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So,
pick up stuff like that, but I'm much more picky than
yeah.
I was in the beginning because some of it does sit for,
Oh, it's a lot.
for
Now,
a
I've
long
sold
time.
a lot. I've sold a
Me too.
lot.
But I have sold, and I just have just as much sitting.
And I mean, Bubble Boy, I was ordering from them a lot. And actually, I was ordering their, what's that stuff called? The cool stuff that like the
Yeah,
foam
I know what you mean. The foam
that
that you like.
break and you pop and
Yeah.
then it inflates around. Oh, I love that stuff. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
But man, I was spending so much money on that because that was like, but I was like, I'll be damned if this stuff is going to break because, I'm thinking bubble wrap is fine, but they're spending all kinds of money on this glass. I'm like, it's going to get shipped.
Right.
So I love that
Yeah.
whole, but shoo, I spent a lot of money with Bubble Boy back in the day. So, but yeah. I don't know. I may sell it again, but now I just pick up little bits and pieces. Like I'll get little trinket boxes and things like that, which you were just talking about trinket boxes. Do you have the trinkets in them? Or are you just finding the boxes?
I found one with the trinket in it, but the other ones
Yeah.
are just, just the box. But one of them had like a little bird in it or something that matched the box.
If you find them with the trinkets, they're always
know.
more valuable.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I hardly ever find them with the trinkets in it. I think I found
See, I didn't
one.
know they came with trinkets. I thought they were just called trinket boxes because they're
not all
for
of them,
your
but
trinkets.
but the good ones do, yeah.
Yeah. We were at a Goodwill months ago and my husband found a bin, like a little Tupperware container or whatever, full of them. And he was like, would this be good to sell? And I'm like, looking, I said, sure. It was like $6. There was probably 15 of them and they all had their trinkets. And I was like,
That's awesome.
yes. I mean, so for each of them, I was selling them all off at like $15 a pop. And I sold probably almost all of them.
For
I said,
$6, that's awesome.
For $6, I said, dude, that's your first really good score. Because he doesn't really do this. This is all a me thing. So
Yeah.
I think that was my question for you guys. So, do you have help with this? I mean, I know Alicia, like your husband, does he help? With
Not
it, or
really.
is it more of a you thing?
Sometimes I'm at sales and he'll find something, and then because I'm the person, I like to start at one end and then go. He likes to like find something across the sale, skip all the stuff to go look at that one thing. So he'll be ahead of me if I go with him. And there's been a few times he has picked up a couple things, but he's not really in on the eBay thing. Or he'll have something be like, "Hey, can you sell this for me?" or whatever. It's not. He doesn't enjoy picking that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's not in on it. He comes with me every once in a while to a sale, but like he came with me over the weekend to the sales that we went to. And sometimes he's like, I'm like, get your phone out and look stuff up. Like, cause I know that he would look at stuff that I don't look at,
Yeah.
So I'm like, look it up because I already showed him how to do all that. But like this weekend, he wasn't so much into it. I mean, he looked at a couple things, but we've been like, there's a store near me. They do clean outs, and then they also have people that sell there, but they're individuals that sell. But they do that. It's the store that like each week everything goes down 10%, like in price. So we were there the one time, and I'm looking at all the stuff, and he went over to like the tools and stuff, but he found it was, I forget what it's called, but it was like for the 8mm, the home films back in the day, and it was just a thing that you would like splice the film up, or so it was just a light and a reel, and so you could look at the film, and it was 80 cents. Nobody picked it up, and he looked it up, and he was like, this sells for like 40 or $50, and it did, and it worked, and it sold for that, and that was like the only time he really did anything.
Wow.
But he doesn't usually come with me.
Well, yay for the woman's side hustle. I'm gonna tell you.
Yep. This is the lady. This is the no mansplaining zone.
Yes. No.
Oh no.
Listen, because I don't. We give it credit where credit's due. Like, we know that this is basically a man-driven game, the reselling game. I mean, if you think about it, you see most of the YouTube channels out there are guys that do this, and that's cool. But there are a lot of us women out there that do this, and this is a hustle for us as well.
Yeah.
And women know how to hustle, and we know how to juggle doing more than one thing at once. And I can already hear the comments that are going to start coming from that. But we bust our balls doing stuff, as women.
That's true.
So
it's true. And there are things that we know, better or different. We have our
certain
specialties,
okay,
just like
so
they do.
we
It just
may,
depends.
we may know about makeup more than we know about tools, but there's going to be women out there that know a hell of a lot more about tools than they know about makeup. So it's
absolutely,
all
that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's I think sometimes people think that we're all like, don't get me wrong, I like the glass and and I'm a sucker for the little tchotchkes, if it's cute or whatever. But I don't know about tools, but I'll look at them.
Yeah.
Sometimes then I pass
All I
them
know
by.
is Snap-on. Snap-on's the only thing I know to look for.
Well, I think too, somebody will probably comment, like, made in USA, like old made in USA tools. See, the reason I don't stop and look at them much is because I just don't care, So
it doesn't interest,
right.
USA.
There's no interest in it.
I know a little bit, and it's only because like my dad will be like, okay, this is what you need to look for.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, I'll try to remember that, but 9 times out of 10, I'll be like,
in one ear and out the other.
Out the other. And I only know recently, like Craftsman. If you pick up Craftsman has lifetime warranty on their products. It's kind of like Cutco. Like, you can, if something's broke or messed up on a Craftsman tool, you could take it in and get it replaced and get a brand new one.
Yeah. But what's funny too? So there's I've seen him in a couple places and a couple of state sales, this guy. And he goes straight, he's like, where's the garage? Because he wants to go straight for the tools. He goes straight for the tools. I saw him at a state sale and a garage sale one morning, and he was leaving one garage sale. I forget what, I got a bunch of stuff from there. I got toys and stuff. He bought like 3 weed whackers. You know what I mean? Like, so he's like looking for totally different stuff. So, even, you know what I mean? So,
well,
and he goes straight for the tools, and that's fine,
We all have our thing that we're looking for, which is why I think people need to stop being so upset about resellers. Oh, they're taking all this stuff, or they're doing this and doing that, because everybody goes for different stuff at these sales. Like,
absolutely.
I've learned that down here. Like, I know exactly when I see certain women get out of cars at sales down here, I already know what they're looking for. Yeah. They're going for the clothes and the shoes.
Yeah.
I already know. I ain't even touching the clothes and the shoes, because those women will beat me up to get those clothes and shoes.
Those ladies here. We've got those ladies.
You know who they are.
Yes.
They're going to take them because they want them clothes to take to the flea market on the Sunday so they can sell their clothes at the flea market. I'll leave them alone because they come to my sales too, and they be getting the clothes anyway. So, they got them. Then you got your game bros that they've already been at the sale by the time I got there anyway. So whatever. I don't care about that stuff. It's like,
there's always something to find.
There's always something to find, and it's, I try to be in my niche and find toys and stuff. Sometimes I get something random, like a leather jacket or books, or I mean, who knows what I'm going to pick up. I try not to get defeated. Now there are some days where I'm just like, oh my God, all I picked up was Ray Dunn. Like that was the other weekend. I said, seriously?
Oh,
I
but
told
you got the
myself
cool
no
Halloween
more.
stuff. I think that'll sell. I think that'll sell.
I hope it sells. I hope I didn't shoot myself in the foot because it's
But
like Ray Dunn to me now is like Avon. I kid you not. Like I really like when I walked into that lady's garage, I go, holy crap. Like even she can sell it. That's why this
right.
is at a yard sale,
There
because it was
is a
so
lot of Ray
much.
Dunn out there, but I think especially like the
Halloween.
Halloween stuff, there's not that much of it. You don't see it as often.
I
Especially
hope
the
not.
stuff you picked up, man, like the big hat and everything. I think that'll
Yeah,
sell. I
I
think it'll
hope.
sell.
I hope. I don't know if it's going to be as much,
Because
but I
that's got
mean,
to cross, because it's not just the Ray Dunn people, you know? It's somebody that likes Halloween.
it's Halloween and it
It's
said Hocus Pocus, so I'm
right,
hoping maybe even
exactly.
that Hocus
You
Pocus. Yeah.
it's a triple crossover,
And I'm
you
just a
know.
sucker for Halloween stuff. And I think at
Yeah.
that point, anyway, that day, I was just like, if I don't buy something, I'm going to feel like super defeated for the day. And, I think you get those days too where you're like, I've driven all over the stupid Metroplex and I'm wasted all this gas and I've picked up nothing. Like, if I don't get something, like that was kind of that day. But I literally was
I
like,
think
oh
that
my
stuff
God,
will
Ray
sell.
Dunn. What did I do? But it is what it is. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like I'm just so proud of like women stepping up and, you know, doing this hustle, man. Like
Hmm.
I'm all about that. Like that's why I'm like I don't complain about the fact that I'm tired every day, but I will continue to have YouTube channels and I will continue to do eBay and I will continue to do every other side project. If it's taking care of me and my family and we can go have vacations or,
Yeah.
I can go get tattoos. Like, shoot, you just went out and got some more ink. Good for you. I'm
Yeah.
super jelly. I was over here going, dang, man, like, I hate it. Every time I see somebody else getting ink, I'm just like, I'm over here just,
I've
all
gotten a
right.
lot the past couple of years. Like, and I'm like, it's
I
go time. I need to be
I
covered.
only have a couple in my bag, and I'm like, I'm so indecisive.
Oh,
I
I'm
want
not. I've been
something
planning.
here, but I know, yeah,
It's
I'm
just,
so indecisive, and I'm
it's not
yeah.
so much indecision for me. It's an investment.
Well,
You
that's
have to
true.
put that money aside. Like,
Hmm.
you know what my electric bill is like right now? I'm like, it's like
Oh.
tattoo electric bill. Like I got to do adulting things right now, like
Yeah.
golly, it sucks so bad sometimes, but no. So what did you get? You got the moth girl on your calf, right?
Yep.
And then where did you get the other one? On
The
your arm?
butterfly's right here.
Okay.
And then you
Yep.
ran out of time, couldn't get the other one, huh?
Yeah. That's okay. I'm going back in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Jeez.
you didn't get the
Oh,
fan. I was like, which one did you get? You didn't get the
Yeah,
fan.
actually, the stencil is still there a little bit.
Oh.
She's like, I'm just gonna leave that. She's like, we'll do that in a couple of weeks. I'm like, all right. Like, I'm not
how,
opposed. I was already over it because like the knee one hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Hmm.
oh my God, that had to hurt because that's like
Oh, it hurt. Yeah.
right
I'm
behind the
saying like
calf.
it's like skin and bone right on your knee. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Super
Like,
tender.
ouch.
Yeah. Anything close to a joint, I think, hurts. So where the skin gets real thin.
Hmm.
Oof. Yep. I'm working on my arm right now. I'm doing all of the Simpsons characters, Treehouse of Horrors. Is
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
is my is
Oh, I want to
my
see you show pictures
project.
when you're done. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I just have Barney right now as he was little Georgie from It in the recent
That's cool.
And
but Barney is like kind of my nickname here because I'm kind of like burper of the house. So,
I was saying to you, "Bleh."
oh yeah, ain't ashamed. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
And I'm not going to demonstrate, but it does happen quite often. But yeah, no, it's I love ink. Oh my gosh. I got addicted at a very young age. And then I
Oh
like my
yeah.
daughter. My daughter draws a lot and I've been putting her stuff on me too since
That's cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
she was little too. So
Mhm.
she's a pretty wicked drawer. So she's already planning her first tats that she wants to get done herself. So she's got a few
That's
years.
cool.
But
Hmm.
oh my goodness. But yeah. Well, I'm so glad you guys invited me on. This is
Yes,
It's
thanks
great
cool.
for
to
coming
have you.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
I think it's always fun when you have like guests on and stuff.
Mhm.
It's neat to have the different personalities join together and
Yes.
talk.
Yep.
So, mm, almost shoved that up my nose. That would have been entertaining. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well,
So, anybody have anything else? You have any good plans for the weekend before?
Oh, it is a holiday weekend coming up,
Yeah,
huh?
it's holiday. It's my
Roasting.
favorite holiday because I really don't have to do anything except like maybe eat some hamburgers. So
there you go.
it was like a no pressure holiday.
No, we probably won't do.
You've got to stay cool. So
Well, you
we
know
know
what?
what
I
you're doing.
think what we're gonna get a break. I think
Oh,
like it's
that's good.
supposed to. Hold on, I think it's supposed to be like.
It's only
Uh,
gonna be 99.
I kid you
I'm just
not.
kidding.
Saturday, no, Saturday drops to 96. So there's a
Oh
cold
yeah,
front
there you
moving in.
go. Oh
It's
yeah.
literally a cold front. So yay! It's so gross. Ugh, I hate it so much. It's no fun. Yeah, we probably won't do much. There is a possibility. I think this weekend we may meet up with somebody from the Discord, which will be fun. I don't want to drop any names
Ooh.
right now,
Oh,
but we'll
cool.
see. Because I don't want to
Yeah,
say anything and then it doesn't happen. But I think we
yeah.
might. So that'll be
That's
fun if that happens.
mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
Um, but yeah. And then that'll probably be it because we're like homebodies. We really don't do a whole lot.
Man, we
I
do.
don't like people that much, so I don't tend to
Preacher
go
to
out.
the choir.
Like, I mean, unless it's like a concert or something like that or whatever, like,
Uh-huh.
like an event. I just don't care to like go do things. It's just,
I hear you.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like COVID was a great thing happening for us because like it purposely kept us home, like we didn't have to go anywhere anymore. So, but what about you guys? Are you're not going to go anywhere? You're going to stay home and cook, grill out,
And that's
mow?
usually what we do.
What about
You?
you,
My
Alicia?
family's arriving
Uh,
today, tomorrow, and Friday, so got a lot of family time here
That'll
coming
be
up.
fun.
you'll be familyed
Hmm.
out after
Oh yeah. Well, my cousin specifically requested to go to garage sales with me, so we're gonna try to do that. There's a guy
that.
that in a town about 45 minutes away, he sells like crystals and rocks and stuff, and we're all into collecting that. And he sells them really cheap, so we got to make a special trip over there,
Yeah, that's
stuff like
cool.
that.
I mean, it's nice to see family that you don't see often, and then it's nice for them to go away.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Does he sell crystals for, the time machine? You know?
Mm-mm.
You
I
get
don't
that
know.
movie reference?
No.
Anybody get that movie reference? Napoleon Dynamite, the
Yeah.
crystal. Okay.
Oh my
Mo
gosh.
got it.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
So,
Like,
like when they got off
not
of
old.
Yeah. I've seen Napoleon Dynamite. I'm not a big movie
Okay.
watcher, but I've seen that one.
I was going to say, man. Anyway, well, that's cool. I'm going to attempt to get out there. So that's another thing too. Like I wear I'm going to say this, the strap on for my camera, which
Mm-hmm.
every time I wear that, my husband just giggles. I'm like, I don't know what else to call it. The harness. There you go. The harness. And I put the harness on and I had to adjust it because when I first started, Brian used to give me Brian Big and Fun because of how my camera used to angle. It used to angle towards the TAS, right? So maybe that's why I had more views in the beginning. I don't know because and maybe I need to change it so we can have more views. I don't know. But I moved it lower because I'm a mouth breather. And I mean, I know I'm a plus size girl, so whatever, but it's hot and I breathe out my mouth. And I'm not going to complain or I'm not going to be ashamed of that. I don't give a damn. I breathe out my mouth. Get over it. But people, complain on videos, right? Like, all I hear is you breathing. Too bad. Mute it. I don't care. But So I moved my camera down, but the problem is now it's like because it's so hot out there, like I feel like that metal plate that's up against my chest is like cooking through. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Hmm.
it's just going to cook
You're gonna
my
have like
stomach.
a burn on there.
Yes, like I'm not even worried about the camera overheating, right? Like the camera's taking care of itself. Like I get it, GoPro's like I got what a 9. It's fine. It handles pretty decent. I mean, the camera, the batteries kind of go a little faster when it's heat, like hotter, but
Yeah, that's
doesn't
with
matter,
any
man.
camera. Yeah.
I'm just like I take that thing off, like I was like pop pop, and it's like drenched, like my shirt. I'm like, oh, I'm like, I don't even want to put that thing on to go take, video and stuff. I'm like, it's just so hot. Like, so I try to like just use my phone, which I've been kind of doing that too, is just, I'll use my phone. It's like if you have if you have an iPhone, you could put on that wider rate, that perspective on the phone. I think it works just fine, if you want to take video that way. So, but I don't know. You just have to be, I don't know. Do you guys get anybody ever ask you about like when you carry? Well, Mo, you don't haven't been recording yourself when
I
you go to.
record. I just.
Do you? You haven't. You
But
don't put
I've
anything
been
out.
using my phone mostly. I know
Okay.
I don't put anything up. I have a death pile of video from
Video.
garage sale and state sales.
Okay. Well, how do you wear yours then, Alicia? Your
Oh, I
camera,
just use the chest harness,
the chest harness.
but
Okay.
it sits pretty low.
But do you get a lot of people bother you about it or ask you about it?
Every once in a while I will. Usually that's why I don't wear it when I go to sales here in town, but if there's a citywide somewhere else, I'll wear it. Because I don't want to be known as, oh, that local girl that wears the GoPro. I don't want to do that. So I'll wear it
I
at
don't.
places that I don't usually go. Yeah, I've got people that have asked, but nothing major yet.
I think I've been asked like twice out of wearing it for the past like what, maybe 2 years, almost 2 years. Most people
Hmm.
I think are afraid to ask. A, because I'm like 6 foot and I'm fluffy,
Oh,
and
I
you
didn't
know what I
realize
mean. Like
you're tall.
I'm
Yeah.
tall. I'm really
Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah. I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl. So like I think they're afraid to ask, and then I try to hide it. So and because usually it's situated so close to my chest, I think they're afraid to ask me. Like because if they see it, they're like, "Oh, you got caught looking
And
at
you'd
my
be like, "Why
chest."
are you staring at my
Yeah.
chest?" You get all indignant.
Yeah, I could be that way, but I'm like, it don't matter. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, if they ask, I just tell them, like, hey, I mean, because the truth is, I'm recording because I do this for my parents, like, to show them. But,
Yeah.
one of these days, I'm just going to be a real smart ass, and just because I'm recording people like you staring at my chest, something like that, I don't know. But most of the time, people are really cool, but I think they're just afraid to ask. So,
Yeah. I think
but
people are like kind of just used to cameras and phones and stuff out all the time. Most people don't even think about it, you know?
I
I
don't
think a
see a
lot of
lot of it
people.
down here though. That's
Yeah.
that's what's funny is I don't really see it down here. I
Yeah.
think anytime I'm out and about,
Hmm.
I never see anybody else with a
I don't
with a
either.
camera.
I don't either, but the few times that I've worn a camera or I have a camera, like a camera out, not just my phone. Because, like, here's the other thing. I know people that film with their phone, like, look through their phone and film, and I can't do that. Like, I'll just have it out and I just put it right here. I just.
Yeah.
But nobody ever says anything to me.
See, I think it's conspicuous like when you walk up there and you've got the big old book bag on that says GoPro Dave, and
Well, the
you got
book
the
bag's as big as he is, so.
oh, I know, looking like a Ninja Turtle walking up
The first,
into a
I mean, if I wear anything, I haven't worn the strap, but I have like a crossbody bag, like that's kind of tight,
yeah.
and I put a camera there.
I've
Nobody
tried
said
every way. I've tried wearing a backpack and
anything.
doing like that industrial strength, like clip on thing.
Hmm.
I don't like it. It still
Yeah.
flops around. I've had the magnetic piece that like you don't even have to wear, like you could just put it in your shirt.
And your shirt, yeah,
It still flops
doesn't
around.
work.
It like
Yeah.
pulls on your shirt. I'm like,
Hmm.
the only thing that works for me is the strap on, the harness,
Yeah.
sorry. And that's it. Like I even at one point I ordered one of those um the camera one, like for your glasses or whatever. It's like a thing that you wear around your head. Like
Hmm.
it's not a GoPro. It's like an
Hmm.
off-brand
Yeah.
whatever. I think I spent like $180 on it on Amazon. And I wore it like once and it was okay, but like the sound sucked. Like it was worst on sound quality. So I just sold it on eBay. I went ahead and just turned around and
There you
flipped it back on
go.
eBay. Sold it to somebody at like Japan. Like I was like, cool. But yeah, I don't care. It works for me though. It's just, you know, I'm already thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to wear it this weekend or not, but we'll see. We'll see how sweaty I get.
See how hot it is, yeah.
I don't care. I'm getting sweaty, Betty. It is what it is. I live in Texas. Get over it. Like, that's how I don't get, like, Dave's down in Florida. I can imagine the Florida people, like, they're like swamp hot. Like, it's, you know, muggy and oceany.
All the time.
Ugh, no thanks. No thanks. At least Texas is kind of dry. It's a dry lake. I could probably cook an egg outside if I wanted to right now. That'd be probably wouldn't taste really good, but it would. But you know, but yeah. So, well, I hope you guys have fun this weekend.
You
hope
too.
you find some cool deals.
Yes, you too.
I hope it cools down for you.
Try me in September.
Reprise.
No, it'll be the Devil's Armpit until probably September. Like it just keeps getting hotter. So July will be gross, August will be disgusting, and then September will be okay. And then fall down here is great, and winter is awesome. Like we'll have yard sales and stuff in November, December maybe. It'll be cool.
You have them all year long,
and we don't get snow. So there's that, which I love because I'm a full-on hater of snow because I grew up with it. So I fell and busted my ass enough as a kid. Yeah. So I'm over it. You know what I mean? But yeah, but we'll survive. We always do. But yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
Thanks for coming.
Anytime you want me back, you know where I am.
Awesome. All right. So I guess everybody have a good weekend and we'll see you next week.
Next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.